Hi guys, I'm here with Mel Miller from Natay Construction. We thought that maybe we would talk a little bit about women in trades today. Mel is a general contractor and I wanted to have you guys hear her perspective on a few things. So I brought some questions. And Mel, thank you for coming and meeting with us today.
Absolutely.
We appreciate
Thanks
it.
for asking me. It's good to be here.
All right, you ready for the hot seat questions?
Sure, let's give it a go.
All righty. Can you share your journey and what inspired you to pursue a career in the construction industry?
Well, Christina, it probably will come as a surprise what inspired me to do that. I was a junior in high school, and my mom put my name into a lottery drawing for the Youth Conservation Corps. They chose 3 girls and 3 boys to be a part of this, and I was one of the lucky lottery winners. What I didn't know was that at the time, the gentleman who led the group was previous drill sergeant in the Army. His name was Scott. And Scott told us day one that anything that the boys would do, the girls would do, and everything the girls could do, the boys could do. And he was going to show us how to do that. He was going to show us how to work hard, be respectful, and most of all, rely on ourselves and our teammates to get stuff done. I remember being at Nisqually Wildlife Refuge and him saying, okay, we're gonna rebuild this bridge. And we were at the end of the trail and he's like, the bridge itself is about 1/8 of a mile into the trail. And he said, each of you are going to take 2 of these foundations, which were giant logs that stood about 3 feet tall and they're about this big around. And he said, each of you are gonna take one of these logs to the trail because we have to get the materials from the front part of the trailhead to where the bridge is. And I remember thinking, there's no way. That thing is as heavy as me, like it weighs the same as me. And I must have had like this look of horror and maybe even probably a little tear coming to my eye. And Scott, the leader, looked at me and said, Mel, I'm gonna show you how to pick that up. I'm gonna show you how to use your body to carry it and also show you how to put it up on your shoulder and you're gonna be just fine. And so he did. He showed me how to take this massive piece of wood, lift with my knees, come up straight, get it on my shoulder, and then balance on my shoulder. We had to wear steel toe boots, construction hats, full-on jeans. It's summertime. Every single day, long shirts, long pants. And I remember that being able to get those 2 logs to build the new bridge was probably one of the most inspiring pieces of my young adult life, because I remember thinking, all I needed was somebody to teach me how to use the tools, how to use my body. I remember that he would host like nail hitting contests, because in the beginning of the summer, the boys would hit the hammers and the nails would go in 2 hits, sometimes 1. And us girls were like, hitting over and over. As the summer progressed, the boys didn't always win. Sometimes the girls would win in how fast we got. And so just being told and being shown how to use the right tools the right way, how to put your body weight into it, how to put your grit into it and get stuff done was a heavy lesson for somebody like me, being as young as I was in high school.
That's incredible. Most of us don't get that type of messaging or that type of role model situation at all.
Yeah, for sure.
That's pretty incredible that you got that at such a young age.
Yeah.
What were some of the biggest challenges you faced as a woman in the construction industry, and how do you tend to overcome them?
I think some of the biggest challenges that I've faced in the construction industry is just having belief and confidence in myself. Construction is, we all know, very male-dominated. That male energy is very strong. It should be. We're building things. For me, it's just reminding myself to have the confidence that whatever it is, that whether it was another teenage boy alongside me or a man, I may not be able to do everything, but if you teach me, I am definitely able to learn and modify.
Yep. Have you seen the construction industry change over the years concerning gender diversity and inclusion?
Yeah, I have seen those changes. I think a lot of it has to do with access to information. We have reels, we have videos online, on social media, on all the different platforms, and we're seeing more diversity and more inclusion. And I think we're giving an opportunity for young women and women alike to be able to see that they're also in construction.
Do you have any role models or mentors who influenced your career path, and how important is mentorship for women entering the trades?
I think mentorship is important for everyone, especially for women who are already in the trades or have an interest in going in the trades, or that we are still attracting to the trades. Because again, if you have someone who you look up to, or someone who you know will make sure you have all of the tools, whether that be software to get the job done, whether it be actual tools, whether it be knowing the ins and outs of whatever it is that you're doing, can go a long way. And so for me, I have a number of mentors that have been in my life. And I remember one of them off the top of my head. There was something that I needed to do, and he asked me to go execute it. And I remember thinking, again, like, oh my gosh, I don't think that I can do this. And I had like tears welling up in my eyes, because that's my emotional response. And I remember him saying, his name was Mike, and he said, Mel, there's no crying in business, and there's no crying in construction. And I said, okay. He's like, so get yourself together and go take care of this. And I did. And I will never forget that moment when he said, there's no crying.
That's amazing. I love that. All right, I'm going to hit you where it hurts on this one. How do you manage work-life balance in such a demanding field? Do you think there are unique challenges for women in this regard?
Yeah, work-life balance is hard in any industry. I think work-life balance is hard for any women, especially those that are working outside the home. I think one of the biggest challenges when it comes to construction, with women working in construction, has to do with the hours. Typically construction starts at the crack of dawn because they want to get started before the weather gets hot, or they want to get the day started so they can get out of there early. And moms, who are usually hustling kids off to school, can have 1 or 2 different grade levels, whether it be elementary school or middle school. They may have 2 carpool drop-offs to do in the morning before they can even get to the office. So we're seeing in the construction industry them giving a little bit more leeway to what time people start their day, so that those moms who can get to the office at 9 a.m., that still works.
Nice.
That's kept a lot of women out of the construction industry, because they simply can't start their day at 7 a.m.
For sure.
They're starting it at home with kids.
What specific skills and training do you think are essential for women to succeed in trades?
I think making sure that they understand that everything has I think it's important for them to understand that every single task has a way to get it done, and there's not just one simple way to do everything. And leaning into their own intuition on how to get something done. Something may be being accomplished or done because it's the way that it's always been done. And women have a lot of innovation. We are the classic builder. I mean, we build babies in our bodies. Just being able to understand organization, having an opportunity to learn, whether it be how to read blueprints, how to use specific tools, just sometimes the language and the lingo of an industry, just the language and the lingo of an industry can be helpful to bring people along, whether they're women or not.
How do you address and break down the stereotypes and biases that still exist in the trades?
For me, I like to apply humor to that stereotype, because it's your classic construction worker, gruff and ornery, right? That's going to get the work done. They're a classical technician or a classical craftsman in their own right, and they know how to do it, and they're going to do it their way and stay out of their way, right? For me, I like to apply humor because just because that's the way that they've always done it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the best way to take care of something. And so taking a peek at that stereotype and understanding that, yes, the boomers and the older generations have used paper for everything when it comes to construction. But over the last decade and a half, we're seeing a lot more software and a lot more innovation coming into the construction world. And so making sure that you're keeping your construction skills up to speed, and being open to learning new software platforms, I think will go a long way.
How important is company culture in supporting women in trades? And what initiatives has Natay Construction implemented to foster inclusive environments?
I think the culture has everything to do with it, because when people feel comfortable and feel welcome and they can feel like they're part of a team, they'll lean in and they'll get stuff done and they'll get it done well. And so fostering that welcoming portion is a big deal. At Natay Construction, our culture, or the Natay way, really has to do with making sure that everybody's thinking about how to take care of the job, how to take care of each other, how to make the customer happy, how to build a great product.
How does having a diverse team, including women, impact the overall success and dynamic of a construction project?
I think when everyone at the table feels like they have a voice and have an opportunity to contribute and speak up, magic happens. We watch it in our team meetings at Natay Construction every week, where somebody might be having an issue or coming across a challenge, and someone at the table has a thought of inspiration, or they've been there, done that, seen that. People are helping each other with how to say things, how to address things, how to take care of a customer's worries, how to take care of an air conditioner's condenser that's not working properly. It can be all over the board. And I think women in particular, we're natural problem solvers. And so just trusting yourself to be able to listen and contribute in the ways that we can, I think is very beneficial to a company, especially in construction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do you think the future holds for women in the trades? And what more can be done to encourage their participation?
Well, in my opinion, construction is one of the economic proof categories of business that's out there. No matter what our economy is doing, there will still be building. There will still be constructing, whether it's buildings, whether it's residential homes, whether it's commercial buildings, industrial, bridges, roadways. There's always going to be funds to do building and constructing. Mm-hmm. And so the more we encourage women and young girls to look at the trades, the better. And I think in order to do that, we women that are in the trades have to get out there and start talking to young women. We have to get out there and start talking to women who want to experience a change in their career and share what it is that we do. That not everybody's out there swinging a hammer in order to get a project done. Not everybody is face down into a computer running numbers. There is really something for everyone within construction.
How important is networking and building a community among women in trades, and what resources or groups would you recommend?
Ooh, good question. I think networking is a great opportunity for any business, but especially construction, because like we've chatted about before, the more women see more women and more diversity in the trades, the more interested that they're going to find themselves to look at those job descriptions and to talk to people. We as employers, when we're looking for new folks to hire, getting out there and chatting about a position, and maybe not necessarily looking for somebody who's been a superintendent or somebody who's been a foreman in their previous work experience, but something that lends well, and all of their experience and skills and exposure maybe complements well to what that position looks like, and being able to give examples. So somebody who would be a great project manager or a great superintendent could be somebody who's really well organized, an effective communicator, loves to learn, likes to be able to solve problems. You and I's favorite mantra is that everything is figure-outable. Yes. And keeping that attitude of confidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do you see the role of innovation and technology affecting opportunities for women in the construction industry?
I think it's going to make it easier for women to come into the construction industry. We're already seeing it. With innovation comes more efficiency, and when you have innovation and more efficiency, particularly on the software side, it's not everything has to be done from a desk at that construction site. It doesn't have to be done from one of those little mobile offices on the site. A lot of the work in construction these days is being a hybrid schedule, work from home a few days and then work on site a few days, or a portion of the day is hybrid. I think that that's going to help women be able to come into the industry because a lot of women have those skills. They've been working in industries where technology is very important, and there'll be transferable skills to come into construction.
Mel, thank you so much for being here today. Your message is vitally important. I hope that there are lots of women out there and our male counterparts too that see the importance of bringing women into this trades. We already are having such an issue with skilled trades labor shortage, and we need as many women interested in this as possible. Like Mel said, it's a bulletproof industry that gives you a really, really good chance to shine and to differentiate yourself and to provide a really good career for yourself and your family. So give it a consideration. Reach out to Mel or me if you've got any questions. We're here for you and we would love to speak with you. Bis bald, Spenglers and Natay friends. Thanks for being here with us.